Welcome to the PennyLys Podcast. Tuba 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 tuba. Welcome to the PennyLys Podcast. Tuba 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 tuba.
Yeah, we're here. Welcome to the PennyLys Podcast. Well, everyone doesn't know, this is the third time we tried to do this introduction, and it's going well. I feel like
this one was the best.
It was the best. Definitely is the best.
You won't ever see the rest of them, so you'll never know.
Unless you're on Patreon, I guess, because Patreon gets all of the behind the scenes. So that'll be embarrassing.
So
anyway, welcome, Jess.
Yeah, welcome, Jess.
Welcome, Jess.
Hi.
Welcome to the podcast again. If you don't remember Jess, go back to episode two. Episode 2. This is episode 4. Another part of the podcast that was cut out because Liz couldn't figure out how to count to 4. But we're here and we're ready to do this.
I didn't realise you'd be back so soon,
Me
Jess.
neither.
But what a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you
Very
so much.
excited. And it was kept a secret from everyone all week, so no one even knew who was going to be on here.
Yeah. They were like, we got a really special guest happening this week.
Yeah.
It's going to be very exciting.
We built it all up.
Yeah, it's very
great.
built up. So
Don't let us
now that we've done
So
that,
much pressure.
what would you like to say?
Thanks for having me back so soon. And obviously I didn't stuff it up too much the first time.
Well, yeah, no, that's good.
Maybe you did and we're giving you a chance to fix it. I don't know. Do we ask more questions of Jess? Because we already asked Jess questions.
Yeah, I guess we can ask some questions.
Okay.
So, Jess, what's your favourite colour? No, we've already been through that.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah.
Do you remember what it is, Jess?
It's yellow. You wear mustard a lot, but you won't wear a yellow dress because you don't really like the colour on you. I remember that conversation well.
Look at you go.
Wow, I don't recall any of that.
Yeah. I listen.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm getting some points here.
So
I hope you guys are keeping tabs. Make sure you're putting the tabs in the comments. What's keeping tabs mean? That's like beer, isn't it? Like on the bar.
I thought it was like gambling.
Is it gambling?
Like you have
Yeah.
a tab
tab.
of how much you've
well, there
borrowed.
is a TAB, isn't there?
Well, how much you've borrowed from
Money.
think like olden days you would go and you would like borrow more money and hope that you would like win it back and you'd have
People
like a tab.
still do that now.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I think from like gangsters and stuff is what I was
Is
thinking.
this a gangster?
This is a gangster.
This is a gangster.
Gangsters
just
that's
have
Liz's
their
gangster.
arms like
Okay, great.
red.
Speaking
That's
of
what a gangster
gangsters,
looks
I did think of you the other day, Jess,
Okay.
because I do know what your favourite karaoke song is.
Oh, yes. Gangster's Paradise.
Oh,
so
really?
I was really
It
sorry
is.
to hear that.
Yes.
Unfortunately,
LL Cool J.
No.
What?
Coolio.
No. Yes.
Oh, Coolio.
Coolio.
It's got cool in it.
Yeah.
That is sad.
unfortunately no longer with us, but I'm sure the next time you do karaoke, you'll do a brilliant rendition.
Yes, as a tribute.
Yes,
Yes.
perfect.
Do you reckon that more people will be trying to do that at karaoke now that
Maybe.
he's passed away? Like, you know how songs become more popular when someone passes away.
Like,
Do you
art
think you'll
is
have
more
to-
valuable when the person dies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you think that you will have to fight people physically to be able to do that karaoke song?
Not fight physically because I've got it down pat. Like I'm
Fighting, you've got fighting down.
No,
pat.
the song.
She has a whole routine. So Jess puts it on in advance.
Yeah.
Jess holds on to the microphone
Yeah.
in the end of the prize song. Make sure that she has it in advance. No one is taking that. She's got a
Correct.
double grip.
Yep.
There's no way
Double
anyone...
grip.
Double grip.
She's just got it.
She's got it. She's
was
not letting
holding
anyone
tight.
in. If someone wants to sing,
Don't
she
hold
might,
too tight,
She
though.
might share it, but she's
You
not
might
handing
break
it over.
the
Yeah.
microphone.
Alyssa has watched me perform that song many a time.
Yes. Each time, just a brilliant rendition. More, better than I ever could have imagined.
Great.
Just gets better.
That's amazing. Okay. Well, thank you. I want to just take this opportunity to say thank you for everyone that's been watching the podcast. It's been going crazy. We've been putting up shorts and reels. So shorts on YouTube. Look at us learning things. Shorts on YouTube and reels on Instagram. Oh, so Mum's Etiquette one. And there was
About
another
the
one.
hats.
The hats.
So the one about the hats got a lot of views. And there was a lot of conversation around that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Mum was very serious about the hats.
Yeah.
Extremely serious.
Yeah.
What was your take out of that, Jess?
Thank you for asking.
Yes.
So I know why you're asking, and it's because
Jess hasn't watched the whole podcast yet, so I just thought I'd catch her out. She says she's the number one fan, but who knows?
Yeah.
Where's your
it's the
priorities
first
at,
podcast,
Jess?
the first episode that I haven't watched the entire way through as soon as it's released.
I don't know
Okay.
how I feel
Disappointed.
about this. This is awkward.
Do you have a view on whether a guy should be allowed to wear a hat inside?
Yeah, no, I don't think they should.
Yeah, great. Well,
There you
we
go.
might move on from there.
Well, we actually had some comments on YouTube saying, I agree, they must take their hats off. We got a few that said, nah, get rid of it. It's an old school rule. So it's probably equal both ways.
Oh, so we haven't really cracked it.
No,
It's
there's
not
no
as-
cracking of that.
There's no unanimous decision.
Yeah. We did get a few comments as well. On Instagram, we did have some questions that we asked about Halloween. What will you be going as for Halloween? I got, well, yours said your best costume was a John Benet Ramsey. Can you explain that a little bit?
Oh, you look mortified, Jess. I know. So I went, I'll have to find a picture and pop it up somewhere.
Can someone tell me who John Benet Ramsey is?
She was a little girl from America who there was a very prominent case in the news because she went missing.
Okay.
And then they found her. Unfortunately, she'd been murdered.
She was a pageant.
She was a pageant queen.
Like
she was very young. Maybe
And
like
her name was John.
Jean Benet.
Jon,
Yeah.
like French.
Jean.
Oh, French.
Jean.
Yeah, so I went as her one year in a cute little dress with a blonde wig with like tight ringlets and a crown and a sash on. And they found they couldn't really work out who did it. And they found a ransom note that they think was written by the parents, and I had a ransom note on me.
Oh my God.
And I had cute little shoes. So anyway, the thing was, it was actually a big flop because no one knew Jean Benet Ramsey
Yeah,
was.
meanwhile, I'm like, who the hell is this?
Yeah.
And it just, I was like, oh, I wonder if this is controversial. No one had any idea.
Who's this guy, John?
I know who
Yeah.
that was.
Yeah, so
Yeah, wow, that's brutal.
I still put a lot of thought and effort into it, but a bit of a fail.
So does
actually.
that mean, like, so because you like it, does that make it the best Halloween costume you've done, or does it make it
I put the
better
most,
if someone can think of what it is?
Yeah, I just think it's the best because I put a lot of effort into it. And if you knew who she was, in my whole outfit, just the pieces of the outfit, you would have just been like you've nailed it. Even if it's inappropriate, I was in the wrong context of people.
Yeah.
I still
I
think
need to
best
see the
costume,
photo.
wrong area.
It just reminds me of How I Met Your Mother. You guys were talking about How You Met Your Mother before.
With the hanging
yeah.
Chad or what it...
Well, no, like Mosby. What's his name?
Yeah, Ted.
Ted.
He used to always go as these really obscure characters, and
And
no
no
one
one
knew
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
it was. And like he thought they were great.
Yeah.
Are you being a Ted right now? Do you
Yeah, I'd say so.
think? Yeah.
Yeah. I loved it though.
good. I'm glad we got to that.
Yeah, but we want to talk more about Halloween, but let's take some time to gather a bit more,
Yeah, more
few more
stuff.
stories, best costume, even ideas, even if you've never done it. Would love to get your thoughts on it, and then we can chat about that coming up.
What are you guys going as this year? Do you have a costume?
Well, this is
We've
this
got
is
to
why we
gather
need
some
the-
ideas, I think.
This is our whole point.
I
You've
got
got
one.
extra long hair too this year, so you could go as something
Like a lion from Wizard of Oz.
You could
yes.
Yes.
Courage.
Definitely. With the little
love heart nose.
love heart nose. This is going to be so great. So I got another message from Chromie saying he'll wear a fine layer of grey paint. I'll be a reverse elephant with my trunk on the wrong end. Yeah, so thank you for that. That's my brother. And then Joss says I'm going to dress up as someone mentally stable. Not sure who. So
Brilliant.
we all want to be someone
Thanks,
different.
Joss.
We all have very warped ideas of what Halloween should
I think
be.
that's what's good about Halloween, though. Like, you can sort of get away with a bit more.
Yeah.
Well, I'm hoping you can.
Yeah.
Maybe
I like
we're
to just-
cancelled. maybe our YouTube channel's been cancelled. Okay, so we've got YouTube comments as well. So last week we talked about how Lord of the Rings is like marriage.
It was a stretch, like of the rings and the ceremony.
Yeah,
What
I
was
got
the
a comment
feedback?
here saying you missed the analogy where it is implied that marriage is the same as Mount Doom. So that was good. And what I look forward to weddings is the end of the wedding. So that was good too.
Brilliant contribution there.
Yeah, it's pretty good. We also had our first troll
Oh,
on YouTube.
You know you've made it when you've had a
oh my
troll.
God, we've had a troll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did they do?
It said, great to have two people who are married and not dating and someone brand new to it giving me advice.
Wow.
Brutal. Shots fired, right?
Wow, strong opinions. So
Yeah.
we can't talk about anything unless we're an expert.
Yeah.
We probably need to stop doing this.
Yeah, we
then.
need to stop talking about anything.
We can't have an
we're not
opinion on
an expert
anything
on
unless we're an
anything.
expert. Wow, that's crazy.
So it is, just so everyone's aware, we were not trying to be experts at giving
No.
tips. This is a comedy podcast.
We thought
We're
it'd be
talking
fun.
about shit constantly. So, moving on with that.
I also had some feedback
Yes.
come directly to me, and it was about the Lord of the Rings,
Yes.
and it was that they believe that the Ring of Power was actually the man's ring. And the reason for that is during Lord of the Rings, when the 18 rings were created as gifts, he forged one ring in secret, and then that was actually sounded like the ring designed by, a guy when guys first started doing wedding rings.
Oh.
And so they actually think the Ring of Power was the guy's that he kind of had, and he had the control. So that was quite interesting. And the other thing that
Right.
we had more comments about the Book of Jokes.
Yes,
so we had
we
one on
did.
YouTube. I received one directly. So I'm glad. I mean, you guys missed the boat though. Like the time was up.
Yeah.
Lucky we weren't sitting there like waiting for you.
Yeah, we got one from Jackie saying, hey, yeah, I would love the Book of Jokes. That was like a day after we'd done that episode too. So
I also got a message saying, hey, really love your, I think these, with all of your guests, all the episodes that you're doing are just as good as your first 3.1 seasons.
3.1 seasons.
So thank you for the call out on the extremely short season. That was season 4. And I said that I thought that it was the shortest possible season. Then I was told there's a podcast that exists that they stopped recording halfway through the first episode and never finished it. Still published it.
Almost like the start of this episode where I walked out.
Exactly right. So that's what I got up to this week.
Oh, brilliant. Well, wonderful. Well, we've got heaps to talk about. We're going to talk about a few updates and then we're going to talk about some fun facts and then we're going to talk about some End of World Prepper stuff, which should be interesting. Jess is a bit of an expert with End of World prepping. So
Yeah,
we
she's
brought
a
her in
doomsday
for
prepper.
this
So,
reason.
yeah.
So let's get into it. Updates, talking about updates now. That's what we're doing. Updates.
You're just going to keep going. Updates.
Or jumping into the first thing straight up. So, book of jokes, little book of jokes, little book of jokes.
It didn't sound anything like the song. We need to listen to it again.
We do. We really need to prepare more, I think, for our podcast. We really need to look into old podcasts.
We need to stare into things.
Do some more research.
Do some reflection.
Yeah, because at the moment we're doing no research.
We don't need to do research on the Book of Jokes, though.
That's, that's what we'll talk about today.
Oh, no, I reckon we're good.
We're just good. We're going for it.
Put the stuff on Word document, chuck it in the printer, I staple it, and then we've got a Book of Jokes. Like, there was no...
Like a soft
And
cover.
people said it was hard.
Exactly. Like, I've got a couple of reams of paper. How many are we going to make? Like 12? We can sort this out ourselves.
12. That's probably true, to be fair.
Oh, no,
They'll be
we've
like-
got family and friends. Jess, do you want one?
Yeah, I'd love one.
Okay, like 20. I reckon we just chuck them on the printer here.
Yeah, that'll be great.
Is that what you were going to talk about? You're like, we're ready to go to printing.
Yeah, we're ready to go to printing. So, so I was looking through the little book of jokes, the section in our Discord
With all of our jokes.
with all of our jokes.
Great.
I'm not sure we have enough.
What?
No, we got heaps of jokes, though.
There were heaps, but I don't know if there's enough.
Okay.
For a whole book?
But it's a little book.
It is a very little book.
Yeah.
I thought we discussed
Like how little?
how little
Oh.
it's going to be.
It's the size that's little, not the number of
size,
jokes.
The quantity is going to be
The
big,
quantity will be a lot, and you'll be surprised
but
with how
it's-
many jokes are in,
a
a
little
book.
book.
Yeah, okay.
That's where we're getting at. So,
How are we going to get more jokes?
well, I think that's where this sort of comes in now, where we could talk about, hey, could you send some more jokes in?
Oh, so we're asking people again. I kind of feel bad.
Why do you feel bad?
Because we asked them and we're like, we're doing the book, we're making it happen, we're closing the doors. And then we were like, jokes. And now we're like, we're ready to do it again. I think we need to do some work with coming up some jokes as well.
So we need to
as
do
well.
some jokes.
I think we need to just show the people.
That is fair.
So I reckon we just buy cheap Christmas crackers and like fortune cookies. I don't know. Where do you find
Can
bad
you
jokes?
just use those jokes and just put them in the joke book?
Well, how would they know where they came from? Like, it's not like, okay,
Well,
any
the
joke.
podcast is recorded, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah, but is there like copyright on jokes?
It's not like a poem and at the end it says like unknown author.
it's very true.
Like,
Some jokes are copyright, though, I
Are
would
they?
imagine. Like if, Amy
Like-
Schumer made a joke
Yeah.
about something, you
Oh,
can't
she
make the
wrote the joke.
same
Yeah.
joke about that.
But is that copyright, or
is it just bad taste?
is it just bad taste?
Yeah. And then it's like you've just ripped off someone else's material.
Yeah.
And then you just get a bad name in the
Yeah, maybe.
comedian.
It's frowned upon.
Yeah, see, but
not
I'm not looking to
illegal.
make friends in the comedian area.
So you're just going to steal all Amy Schumer's jokes?
I just watch all of her shows and
Just
I'm like,
little book of
I got
jokes.
another one.
Amy Schumer jokes.
Yeah.
For those that don't know, Amy Schumer, she's the funny lady.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's an option.
One of many.
I just think there's a few other ways that we could do some sourcing of jokes, which
Okay.
I'm happy to do.
Yeah, we could just make up some jokes.
Oh,
we are
that's
pretty good at making up jokes.
Okay.
Remember when I used to Twitch stream and I used to have that command in my chat,
Yeah.
right? So you could bring your own jokes
Yeah.
along.
Wow.
And Rebel used to make up her own jokes.
That's true.
They
were bad.
They weren't that great.
They weren't very good.
No, but
Ours would be worse than that.
I definitely laughed every
Yeah.
time they came through.
I would prefer. I mean,
Just because, like, if you're putting enough effort to make your own joke, you got to have a bit of a laugh around it, right?
I still want people to reference these books though. Like, I don't want them to open it up and be like, "Why is the orange sad?" Because his brother died. Like, that's not.
Bloody good joke.
It's not a good joke.
James, no.
That's not a good joke.
No.
So
Put in the comment if you think that was a good joke. That was bloody comedic genius right there.
So I'm happy to source some jokes, and in a show of good faith, that I would love if people could also share jokes with us.
Okay, so they're going to share.
Yeah.
If you want to. Just
We-
don't be like, oh, we've got to share jokes now.
We would
'cause we have to
appreciate
do
it. Like,
If
you
yeah.
get to be a part of it.
Yeah.
We have renewed focus. I'm going to
And
get the
Vigor.
printer warmed up.
We got Vigor. And yeah,
Get
we
the
have a
special
printer.
glossy paper.
Yeah,
put that
exactly.
in.
Yeah.
The front
we could
cover
get that.
we said was going to be glossy.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
And
you
I was
did
going to
say
put
that.
gold on it.
You did say you was going to gold
Real
on it.
pieces of gold on
Oh,
it.
nice.
So that'll be
So-
good. Anyway, on the Book of Jokes stuff, we did get
Yeah.
a joke from Lady Crystal.
Okay,
Lady
great.
Crystal gave us a joke. This was earlier this year. She sent through a joke.
I'm surprised we haven't put it on the podcast before this, because there's been a
there's been
lot of episodes.
so many episodes.
So many episodes.
All
I've
right,
been
so-
on half of them.
Yeah, definitely. Another joke. Add it to the joke book. Good. So our dad was at the auto dealership. He was looking for cars, obviously. So he asked the car dealership, cargo space? The salesman then said,
No.
car no do that.
Yeah.
Cargo road.
Coco Road.
Yeah. So that's a good one. I enjoyed that one.
So
Thank you very much,
3
Lady Crystal.
laughs, I feel like that makes it in the book.
Yeah, it's definitely in the book.
Brilliant.
Does it have to have 3 laughs to get in the book?
No, not at
No.
all. You
So-
can just have one person joyfully laughing for like 5 minutes. and
So do we,
it's in.
okay, is this something that we could do on the podcast, is bring your own joke
Yeah.
and see if it's
Okay.
worthy
Okay.
here to be
Yes.
put into the book of jokes.
Okay, I'm keen to do that.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay, brilliant.
It's made.
Every guest has to bring their own joke as well.
Oh, that'd be good.
Yes, every
Yeah,
guest.
brilliant. Yeah.
Guest has to bring
Yeah,
a
brilliant.
joke.
Okay, good.
at
So
least
Jess,
two.
we'll collect yours at the end of the
in
podcast.
just a moment.
So if you could work
Have you
on
got
that
any
now.
jokes? Do you know any jokes?
Knock joke.
Oh, thanks, Siri.
Yeah, Siri doesn't have any jokes either.
I've got a knock joke.
You
Yeah,
got a
great.
knocked up.
Ready?
Yeah. Knock.
Who's there?
Boo.
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 Boo-hoo.
Are you okay? You're crying.
Oh, that's a good one.
Is there anyone I could do in short notice?
Yeah.
It's really
okay,
good.
very
Okay.
short notice.
I don't think she's coming back.
Also, I don't think
Wow.
it's like I know we're desperate for jokes, but I don't think it's going to be in the book.
Okay, maybe
No,
I'm
it's
leaving
good.
now.
It's in the book.
Okay, so we had a chat last week about etiquette.
We actually had a lesson in etiquette. We didn't
Yes.
just chat about it. We had Mean Mother educate us, and you were eticized.
I was very eticized by the whole conversation.
We learnt a lot from all about hats, to what you should do when you go somewhere for food, to taking a gift when you go inside someone's house.
Yeah. And was that traffic lights? Was that anything to do with it?
No,
that was a
irrelevant.
different
That was
thing.
about pies.
That was about pies. Oh, I just remember pies.
Yeah.
Favorite food.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jess, what do you know about etiquette for like when you're eating? Is there any things that you know about?
Yeah, so I know that when you're finished eating, you're supposed to put your knife and fork like next to each other
Okay.
along
What
the
if you're
plate,
still eating? So you say that you put them here. Yeah, you put them here.
like this, yeah.
Okay.
Like away from each other.
Yeah.
Like no, but yeah, like looking at each other.
Looking
Okay.
at each other.
Looking
Yeah.
at each other.
And then laying in bed.
and
laying in bed.
Like
laying
next
in
to
bed
each
next
other.
to
Yeah.
each other.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Slightly different to what we were told.
Ah, what's me, mum?
So she said that like this, like
Yeah.
45
Yeah.
when you're still,
When you're still eating.
Yeah.
Yep.
and then both together.
Yeah, but it's still sleeping. So
Yeah, but
they're
that's-
both like
They're both in
both
bed. They're just
in bed.
in
They're
bed a
just
different way.
on an
Yeah.
angle.
Yeah.
They're supposed
Yeah,
to be. I
yeah.
think they said 45, but both together.
I like to sleep
No.
up and down.
Yeah, no, and this was sleeping across the plate.
Right.
Yeah.
So
So that's fun. Anything else
Yeah.
that you know about etiquette for while you're at the dinner table?
You don't get up and leave until everyone's finished eating.
we didn't even talk about that.
That's
Yeah,
good.
that is
oh,
good.
adding
That's
Or
to
true.
it.
like don't start eating until everyone's got their meals.
Yeah.
Like those
Oh,
ones.
yep.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. I don't.
Like when the
I don't
king
comply with
gets
that.
his meal, that's when you
Then
can
when
eat.
he.
Or the queen.
Or the queen.
It's real awkward now we don't have the king and the queen around because I never know when to start eating. I'm just like waiting. I'm
Yeah,
like,
you just.
is someone
When
going
are
to
they
come and tell
coming?
me? Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Liz goes hides in the toilet and eats.
yeah. I just
So
like
no one
I
sees
can't
it.
deal with it.
Yeah. So okay, so we did test out the etiquette stuff
We went out to eat
at a restaurant.
at a
was
fancy
fancy.
restaurant.
Super fancy.
Well, they do come and collect your plates. That's plates, as in it was an all-you-can-eat restaurant. But that means they're quite attentive with the plates. So we were definitely still there when they collected them.
Okay.
So we got a couple of opportunities to try it.
Yeah, the cutlery thing. The other thing that Mum talked about was the elbows on the table.
Oh yeah, no
I-
elbows.
I actually counted.
Yes.
Well, I didn't actually count.
'Cause you don't have a number.
I didn't have a number, but like
Yeah.
every single person there, bar one that I could see, had their elbows on the table.
Your mum wouldn't have liked that at all.
She wouldn't have.
Not at all. So they were very rude.
Yeah. To be fair, there was no waiting for food, so they
No.
just got up and get it yourself. You don't have to wait, so you didn't have to have your
No.
hands on your laps the whole time waiting for your food.
And you
So I
definitely
didn't get
didn't
to
have
check that.
like 15 knives and forks. Like it wasn't very confusing.
Yeah, you just had your knife
You had
and
a
fork.
basket with your cutlery, not the fanciest location.
Yeah.
So none
It's
of that really
Italian,
mattered.
right? Italian. It's Italian. It's an Italian restaurant. Anyway, so the cutlery thing.
Yes. So we had cutlery and
we did have cutlery. We ate our food with cutlery.
just so you know, we
Thank
didn't use our
goodness.
hands. So when I was done with, we were both actually finished.
Yeah.
And we had our plates there. And so we did a test and I left my knife and fork over on the plate.
Yeah, okay.
And there was some food left
There
on
was
there,
some
just
food
to,
on there.
to give you the details.
Yep. And you had your knife and fork in bed together.
Yeah.
Directly across the
like
plate.
it
Across
was
the plate.
Yeah. Like
not
you were
across, like in
Up
bed
and-
together at a
and down.
45-degree angle.
done. Sure.
Okay, go.
Yep. They were together, and there
I
was
like how we're talking about it as in they're in bed together.
they're in bed together.
It's the
A knife
only
and fork.
thing I could think
They're
of.
right next to each other.
Adjacent from one
Sure,
another?
together. They're just together. Instead of separate, together. We're
Yeah.
in bed together. Anyway,
Exactly.
and you had no food left on your plate.
No food, yeah.
So what happened? Because I left. I was like, well, I'm not going to wait around for this. I'm going to go get food.
Ah.
Yeah, so a lady came around with the tray picking up tables. Not tables,
The
plates.
plates on the table.
Tray.
Yeah.
Plates. Yeah, so she actually reached down to pick up the plate and picked it up and said, oh, are we finished with this?
Yeah,
So didn't work on that occasion.
did not at all.
And she asked about mine as well. Are you finished with your plate?
Even though it was
Even
empty
though it was
and
empty
the-
and the colour.
Maybe because you were there, do you think?
But I wasn't sitting at the table at all, so so I don't really know. We didn't know. We were like, okay, so clearly this doesn't work. That was our assumption.
That was
You're
our
right.
assumption.
However,
Plate number 2.
plate number 2, we get to try again because it's an all-you-can-eat place.
And we chose this restaurant because
It's
had
the
multiple
multiple plate
plates.
option.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is purely
This is the
just for
exact
research.
reason.
Great
This is-
commitment. to
Yeah,
the-
this is what we do for the podcast. So same thing again. I had the knives and forks there. No food on my plate this time. And there was a lovely gentleman walking around and he came over to the table and yours again, knives and forks together. In bed together.
In bed.
And
45-degree angle.
He walked over and happily took the plate where the knives and forks were together.
Yeah.
He didn't even ask about mine.
Yeah.
He walked away.
So he knew.
So we did a test, and even though I had nothing on my plate, I then moved my knives and forks together. And when he came around next time, he came and took my plate.
Was he an older gentleman?
No, he was not.
Young dude.
There we go.
He knew his
Yeah,
stuff.
he did.
It
Maybe
worked.
he's been
It worked.
one of Mum's classes.
Yeah, he's taken the online etiquette class.
Yeah, in his high school.
So 50% success rate, I guess it is a thing, and it's a great way. It doesn't work if people don't know the rules.
Yeah. Because you could be not finished and
Yeah.
then they just take
They
your
just take
food.
your plate anyway.
And then you're like, oh no,
Oh, I just
I'll have to go get some more because it's all you can eat.
Yeah, so in that case, wouldn't be devastating, but
But if you're at a real Italian restaurant,
you might be
you're
upset.
still hungry.
Of course.
Yeah.
And you're paying $100 a plate.
Yes. So this is what we do for the podcast. I'm glad we did that research.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very good. All right. You had some news about Tickle Tesla.
Oh, I did. So I remember last podcast, I was like, this is cancelled. I don't want to do it. But a unique opportunity came up. Yesterday, Jess and I were going to the shops and I happened to see a Tesla.
Did you?
And what happened?
You tickled.
Jess
me.
got tickled. Jess, have you been a participant in Tickle Tesla before?
No.
No, this is your first time.
And it scared me a little bit.
It scared you? What happened?
I wasn't expecting like right in my side. I wasn't expecting it, and all I hear is Tickle Tesla.
It can be quite like scary, like at the
Intrusive
start.
and
Yeah,
scary
it
and-
is like
yeah.
people touching you.
We were in
like,
the car park. We were just
Yeah.
chatting away, and then all of a sudden, she just Tickle Tesla.
Are you ticklish?
I am, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So it did
Yeah.
tickle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
tickle.
Yeah, that's
and
good.
scared you.
And
And
scared.
I was like pretty chuffed. I was like,
She was so proud of herself.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, and the update after that is since then, I think James has got me like 3 times. I think I've been got 3 times.
So does that mean you need to walk around more car parks with me? Because
Yes.
I don't know.
Oh well, it's between whoever you are. So I'm one up with you, so I'm winning, but with some people I'm not winning.
Not when,
No.
because I caught up
Yeah.
this week. I've been keeping my eye out. Liz has been on her phone, and I've just been like, kapow.
I even tried. So on the way to Gladstone, I was watching. So it was in the afternoon, and I was watching the traffic coming the other way, and I was trying to keep my eyes open, and I was just like, I can't. And then when I finally just like gave in for a second,
A Tesla went past.
Tickle Tesla. And I'm
Oh,
like,
no.
I just can't see them fast enough. And then I got an education on how you can spot a Tesla faster.
And how is that?
Oh, I can't tell everyone the secrets.
I'll tell you. So
Thank
you'll be able to tell a Tesla because, they're electric. So they don't have a radiator. So you know how on the front of a car you'll see a grill?
Because it lets air in?
the air in?
Yeah.
You don't have
Doesn't
that on
have
the
that.
Tesla. It's
Okay.
just
It's
like
solid.
It's solid.
Right.
Yeah.
And what if it's from behind?
It looks different. Like
There's a T on it. Just go with what I do.
the lights also look different and stuff like that. You just
It's the whole thing. You
Well,
gotta understand.
I look for, if it's on the side, I look for the door handles.
Oh, yes.
And if not, I look for the T. But by the time I'm close enough to see it,
You've been tickled.
I've already been tickled.
You know what you guys should do?
It's a good game.
You should put a tally up on the Instagram stories.
for the Tickle Tesla.
should.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a good
okay,
call.
we can do that.
That's
yes.
a good call. I should try and video one.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard because I'm
It is.
driving. So
And then it would also
do
give it
that.
away, and I'd be like, "What are you doing?" And I'd be like, "Get in first." Yeah.
Yeah, so that's good. Also got a comment about that on YouTube. So Dowie actually
yes.
told us that there's about 10 Teslas in Gladstone, which is their hometown. And he said that he'll definitely try and play
he's
the game.
keen. Yeah, he's keen
on.
to
He's
get all
on.
about Tickle Teslas.
He's all about it.
Yeah.
That's right.
He'll just be walking down the street and then
You
see one
tickling
and just
randoms.
tickle a random. Yeah, I could see that happening. Yeah. It's just that
I think I
passionate
actually
about
asked you through the
You
week,
did.
would you tickle a random?
And what was your answer?
No way. I
no.
saw a Tesla and it was driving down the road and I was in the car by
There's no
myself
one.
and I was so devastated.
Just
And
like
I was like,
boop their bum or
Yeah.
something.
Tickle Tesla. No, imagine that. No, they'd be like, do I know
scared
you?
that I
I'm
was.
suing you because you
in-
touched me.
You've invaded my personal space.
Okay, well, that's all our updates for this week. Let's get into that expert. Woo! This is the next bit.
Fun
Facts
facts with Penny Pow and Liz and Jess.
So I just realised that I haven't been asking for compliments.
Yeah, you haven't, and we're fine with that. So let's move it on. I'm sure
Okay.
you'll find a way to weave it in.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
We can do that.
yeah.
So fun
Submit your
facts.
compliments here.
Fun facts about me. I'm a glorious person.
I
and
have
great in
wonderful
bed.
hair, a generous soul.
Generous soul. That's fun. Yes. I'm very night-worthy.
I thought she was thinking of Beautiful Soul, the classic Jessie McCartney hit.
Yes.
I think all of her traits for a night came from that song.
Beautiful Soul.
Yeah, it did. So my first fun fact that I have is actually about printers when they first came out. So this is like pretty brutal.
Is this in honour of the fact we're going to be printing a book of jokes?
Yes.
Okay, brilliant.
I only thought of it just before when you brought out our printer. That's
Okay.
exactly when I came up with it.
Okay, great.
So
Ready.
is there anything that you know about printers, Jess?
They print things.
Yes.
Okay,
They're-
great.
So that's my fun fact.
Is it?
No.
Thank
I've
goodness.
Mind blown.
No. So when printers first came out,
You're talking like a big commercial grade printers or
well,
like...
that's when they would have started. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. So printers when they
People
first.
didn't have them in their houses, right? Sorry.
Well,
No,
if-
it wouldn't have been. In
you would
their
have had to have a
houses.
massive house. Like you had a farm and then you have like a massive outhouse just for the printing.
An outhouse.
Well,
Isn't an
another
outhouse
house.
a toilet.
Well,
That's a
I'm sorry, but you
toilet.
know what I mean. Like
Oh,
another
no.
Yeah, I
building.
keep my printer in the
In
toilet.
the toilet.
Anyway, printers, people who worked at printers were messy,
Yeah.
dirty. They had like ink and stuff all over them. That's what I know.
Okay, so not like newspaper printers, not
Okay.
like industrial.
Okay.
We're thinking commercial. So
Commercial, like office printers.
office printers.
Great.
When
Right.
first commercial office printers came out, they had a feature in them called a Scorch Eliminator.
Scorch Eliminator.
Yeah.
So, like, if something had scorched because of a fire.
Yes, exactly that. So basically, they had. So the first commercial printers were very would very often catch on fire. So they had to have a Scorch Eliminator in it. So a Scorch Eliminator would basically put out the fire.
It's a little man
critters.
inside. Just
Yeah,
go,
like in the fridge, same kind of little
Just
man.
is waiting there with a fire extinguisher.
But instead of like the cool jacket to keep him warm, he's got the fireman hat and like
fire
the
extinguisher.
to keep him cool. Yes.
How
That's
funny.
insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why you didn't have him in your house.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Yeah, I
what
Does it
imagine
catch fire?
so.
And in the outhouse.
Oh, they're not. Obviously, we're talking about like
Different house.
different house, and we're talking commercial. So like buildings, like
Yeah.
The toilet
A
in the
commercial's outhouse of a commercial.
I'm never going to live this down.
Yeah, it's
Let's
good.
move on to the next fun fact.
Yeah. Okay. What do
Which
you
isn't,
got?
well, it's not new. It's the one we talked about last week.
Oh, okay. What
So
did
the-
we talk about last
The
week?
fun fact that you introduced last week, and then we just moved on.
Oh, that's right.
Was wombat poo is cubed. So it's in the shape of cubes. Now, this was your fun fact ripped off by me because I told you it in trivia on the way up to Gladstone.
Okay.
But you threw out the question, why is it in cube shape?
Yeah, because that's really weird to me.
Well, I don't know of any other animal that has cube shaped poo.
Can you imagine like the inner workings of a wombat?
Is it
and
just
how
like
it would work to make
I
it
was
poop
just
like
thinking that their butthole would be a square.
that? Their butthole is a square.
And that's how
So
it
as
and
it
like a
pushes it out.
guillotine. Like
And
they
just
have a
it shoves
guillotine
it
for the
down.
function. Oh, their bum has teeth.
Oh, no.
Oh,
No.
maybe.
No.
No?
No?
That's
You're
not
not
what
sure?
I mean.
Yes.
It's just shaped as a square.
What is the animal that has teeth in its bum hole?
No.
That's for another day. If you know, let us know.
There is an animal that has teeth in their bum hole.
No.
There
I
is.
think that's accurate.
No, it is.
No, surely
I'm going to
not.
bring it next
Is
week.
it an alien animal?
No.
Is it-
No.
Okay, well, anyway,
Yeah,
that's
it's
not
from
what,
Alien,
That's
the
not what we're
movie.
here to talk about.
Because they showed a butt. Yeah. Anyway. In Alien.
Okay, moving on.
What's your fun fact about wombats and the poo?
Well, I was just going to give you a bit of an understanding about why it is shaped
Yeah, tell.
like a cube. And part of the reason is how the digestive tract actually works. And I mean, the short story is that it takes so much longer to be digested for a wombat. So it takes 3 or 4 times longer to digest anything than a human. So just the amount of time it takes as it goes through the digestive tract. The other thing is it's basically like one long tunnel, and it's they talked about it like an elastic band in that one part might be really rigid and the other part might be loose. And so these constant contractions, the way that it works, actually shapes it. They reckon it would have like about 40,000 contractions for a piece of poo going through, and it basically shapes it this way as it moves through.
I'm picturing like Bodyguard or something. Or is it Ghost where they're moulding the clay?
Yeah, ghost. Ghost.
And it's the poo. Oh my
The
God.
wombat and the little poo maker inside.
So
This was glorious.
it also, so because it takes 4 times as long, it produces drier feces, and then basically the contractions shape the poop into a cube. So that's basically it. The more
You know what else is cube shaped?
well,
The
you,
stock you put into your like
yeah,
soups and things.
you haven't even got to the best part. What I
Dear-
was reading. The best part that I was reading was the wombat then picks up the poop
No.
and it goes and moves it around.
No.
Wow.
And marks its territory.
Does it make pyramids? Do you know that's where the first pyramids came through?
Wombat poo.
Oh my god, wombat poo. The first pyramids.
I think you've blown it wide open. now.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
where
Great.
that's where wombats. Yeah, so they made
go.
pyramids. In
One of the
ship.
slaves
Yeah.
was wombats.
All right, one more fun fact. Because we're going to Scotland for Christmas,
Okay.
we're going to see some family in Scotland. Here's a little fun fact about Scotland. Scotland has been snow-free for 6 years.
Get out of town.
Snow free, but I've seen it snow
The
in Scotland.
4th time in 6 years, only happened 9 times in the last 300 years.
Oh, you mean it's currently snow free?
I guess
No,
so.
but
I
it's-
don't know. I actually got this from Perry. He put it in our fun fact section
Yeah.
on our Discord.
So normally Scotland wouldn't ever get to a point where it is snow free and it has no snow anywhere.
Oh, in the entire.
Correct. So it's not as though it hasn't snowed in 6 years. It's just it's reached a
Right.
point where it is snow free, and it's currently snow free. and it hasn't been. It wouldn't normally ever get to that point. Even in the highlands and everything, it would have snow. So this is 4 times in the last 6 years it's reached a point.
It hasn't had any snow.
No, it's had snow.
But not in the entire...
Right now, there's no snow.
Like sitting on the ground.
Correct.
Yeah, in the entire
I'm glad I brought this fun fact for you guys and you've helped me out with it.
Because you're like, it hasn't snowed in 6 years. I'm like, well, that's not true.
Well, that was wonderful. Thank you very much for the fun facts.
Thank you very much for the time you've taken. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Doomsday.
Yes, this is so good.
That's great.
Thank you.
Doomsday
I kind of felt like that was a little bit of a setup from us.
It was a little bit.
We asked Jess to sing in this bit and then we said we'd join her and then we
didn't
did it,
join.
and she stopped singing.
So
Apologies for those that were waiting for Jess's full song,
which is
it'll be out later this year on Spotify, Apple Music. No, it's all good. Let's
Doomsday Preppers.
Doomsday Preppers.
So this came up. I had a question. We've had a change of scenery. So we used to have a really great plan for if the zombies came.
It's true, we did.
Our plan was we were in a 2-story house. We were going to knock out the back stairs, push furniture down in the front stairs so then zombies couldn't come in. And then we were going to use a rope ladder to be able to get down the back without the stairs there and then pull it back up again so no one could come up. It was going to be brilliant. It was wonderful. But we're moving into a new house and...
Have you ever used a rope ladder before?
No, we did talk about this and I was very clear that I wasn't going to be leaving the house at all and that you were going to. We needed to look after
Have you
everything.
used a rope ladder before?
They're really hard.
Yeah, and the question is like, did you have the rope ladder at the house or was it
That's
just...
true.
That's a good question.
We
You
weren't
didn't
prepped with
have
that.
it.
No,
You just
no.
spoke about it.
Yeah,
Okay.
but a lot of people...
We had rope.
A lot of people don't even come to this point of planning. So at least we knew where we were meeting. So that was a good part.
Well, yeah, theoretically.
But what
we
if
had
you weren't in your house?
We were
When
going
that
to meet
happened?
at the house.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
near the house. I would have
So-
been probably already doing stuff at the house. Liz would
Yeah.
be coming home.
Great.
I'd be knocking down the thing.
Yeah,
The-
you'd
the
still have to
stairs.
go up the rope
She was
ladder
like, "How do I get
that you
up?"
don't
Yeah.
have.
Correct.
I was
It
like,
would have been a whole thing.
I got your rope ladder.
But that's
Here
actually
you
not
go.
the point. The point is we're moving into a single-story house.
Yep.
So this plan that we had is no longer viable.
Mm-hmm.
So end of the world comes, we don't have a plan. So we started talking about some other...
So what are we going to do?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. We thought that this house might be more stable.
Well, definitely
because
will be. The other house is falling down.
It's not only that, but this house has, I was saying there's no
Literally
room.
falling down.
There's no room without windows. So this house has a lot of windows. However, the windows are very thick.
Very thick. And not
Very
thick,
thick.
by dumb. They are
Yeah.
thick as in real thick.
Real
Just
thick.
Like
14 millimeters thick.
14 millimeters thick.
So
Okay.
very thick.
You wouldn't be able to drive a truck through them.
A zombie wouldn't be able to like push through the glass and get through is all I was thinking. So
Oh, okay.
Like a lot of them probably.
probably. Yeah.
And I don't know if zombies normally they're in
Packs.
packs.
yeah, I know.
Hordes, sorry.
So-
Is that what they're called?
Yeah, zombie horde.
horde.
So
Love it.
this is where we're at. We need
Is
to
it a
talk
zombie
through.
horde?
We need to talk through all of this.
Okay.
What's the cows? Herd.
Herd.
It's a zombie herd.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have a plan?
Yeah, what's your plan?
Well, it depends on where I am, but my plan would be to probably go and find someone that looks like they can kick ass.
Why
and
would they help
follow. Oh no, I just go behind them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, good point. Yeah,
You know,
just
I
follow them around.
Like a
follow them
shadow.
around, just so that I don't have to use all of my energy first up.
Okay.
So then they get killed, and then I can go and
They
find
get
somebody
killed.
else. Oh yeah, it's fine. Then I go find somebody
Okay.
else and like
Don't
do
let her
this-
follow you.
So
Yeah.
I'm going to follow you.
She's not helping.
keep doing this until like there's less people, and then I can kind of go from there.
Like,
So like
these aren't
thinking on your feet.
These aren't friends. These are just people
Oh,
that
yeah, no.
look like they.
They can
Can kick
kill
ass.
lots of
So they're
zombies.
fit.
Yeah,
yeah. Okay.
have weapons.
Big.
Just have weapons that
Weapons.
can use
Okay.
a weapon.
Weapons. Would you have a weapon? What weapon would you use?
Well, you'd have to just use whatever was next to you, really.
Okay. So
A
you haven't
chair
really
or
done a
something.
lot of thought
No.
about this. So despite
Jess is gonna die.
despite thinking of this initial plan, and we do need to do some work on this, when we were over in New Zealand, we started talking even about a little bit further in the future, which is stuff we hadn't talked about before. And we posed the question, would a goat or a cow be better to have as livestock during the end of world?
Yes. I think we also talked about how to get a cow across the street. I think that was a thing. But we talked about that on the podcast already, I'm sure of it.
We did talk about how to get a cow across the street.
I think there was a tarp involved. Maybe a helicopter. Anyway, so which one do you reckon would be better?
A cow because it's bigger.
Bigger.
Okay. And which way were you going?
So it was a goat that I
goat.
went with. So goats obviously don't eat as much.
Yeah.
And you can drink their milk.
So can a cow?
And, they make cheese.
So can a cow?
Yeah.
You have...
I
You can do
think
flips.
With the goat...
So can a cow?
We also... A goat can climb things as well, so it's going to be easier to hide it than hiding a cow. And if you needed to pick up a goat and run with it, you could. You can't pick up a cow and run with it.
That's a smart.
Yeah.
There was some other reason. I can't even remember.
Yeah,
why.
I can't remember.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad we came prepared again.
Yeah. But I think there's like many other factors that we need to consider.
Like food.
Like food. Like how do we survive? What do we eat?
Yeah, so I see a lot of like YouTubers talking about how they do it. Like there's that one guy that's dug out his whole yard and put like a shed kind of thing underneath the ground,
like
and
a
then
bunker.
covered.
Bunker.
Yeah. So like, could you grow food in a bunker?
Oh, could you grow food in a bunker?
Oh, just use tin food.
Just
but
tin
it's
food.
still
growing.
So what if it's a nuclear
Yeah.
doomsday?
Okay, we're talking about zombies. Which
We're
which one
prepping.
are we?
We don't know. We don't know what's
just
going to happen.
End of world.
End of world.
So if you picture end of the world and
Okay.
it's a zombie, let's just stick with zombie then. If you picture like end of the world with a zombie, do you feel like there's going to be crops and that food will run out anyway as well?
Oh, of course. But the zombies don't eat the crops. The zombies eat people.
You still have to tend to the crops though out there around the zombies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas if you had a bunker that was connected to your house and you...
A secret tunnel.
Like an oh my then you could actually grow food in there. And so what type of system would you use?
You're going to have a dig at me about aeroponics, aren't you?
Is that the best system to use?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Like
tell us why.
aeroponics is something that you need to buy nitrates and stuff like that to add to the waters and stuff like that.
Yeah, so you can't do that.
So
interesting.
if I was to do Doomsday, it'd be like a fish tank kind of aquaponics.
Right.
Yeah.
Self-sufficient.
Yeah. So I think...
You know much about aquaponics?
No, so I'm coming into your bunker then at the end of the world.
Don't let her follow you.
Yeah. We've already talked about this. You've burnt your bridges. So what happens is the fish poo. They eat little leaves and stuff inside there. They poo. That's where nitrate comes from.
And puts everything back into the system.
Stuff in the system
for the plants to use.
Grows plants
Right.
again. And you can still use aeroponics with the system as well. So aeroponics is like, it's called agroponic. What is it called? Aquaponics? Aquaponics because there's a fish tank. But basically aeroponics is literally just spraying the water on the roots.
Yeah.
So you could technically
do
have
both.
like a pole with your little leaves and stuff hanging out of it with the little spray coming off to feed them, and then that goes back down.
Seems like a lot of work, Jay.
So that's why it's prepping, right?
Yeah.
That's why it's prep.
This is
like
the
you
thing,
wouldn't do this at the end of the world. You have to do it sooner
beforehand.
than the end of the world.
So when you move into your new house, that's what you're doing? Like you're doing this?
This is what we need to...
Hole and...
Like before we go and we put turf down and we create entertainment areas, we have a whole area. Actually, you know what would have been really good? When we removed that pool, we could have put a bunker in there.
That is true. That is true.
That actually would have been really good.
Yeah. Because there was a hole there.
There was a hole there already.
Yeah. Okay.
But anyway, so the point is we do have the space. We could put a bunker in. And again, should we have planned this so there was some way to get from the house to the bunker, we could sort that out.
The outhouse.
The outhouse?
Yes.
Yeah.
Before we then... Because if we did it now and then we put the turf and everything over the top, no one would ever know. Well, only every person that listens to the podcast.
Yeah.
I feel like we would have needed to dig a little deeper. So our deep
Okay.
end for our house just came up to my eyes. So
For
I
the
feel
pool?
like there'd
For
be
the
a little for the pool. So if we
Okay.
if we just threw one in there,
Yeah, it wouldn't have
first
been
of
deep
all
enough.
it would be like on an angle because there's a deep end and a short end, and the second is
Yeah.
it would stick out of the ground.
But we do have an opportunity to do it now.
Yeah.
Do we do a bunker? How big does the bunker need to be? We need to grow food and reside in there
Yeah.
and
There's-
store food and weapons?
There's movies. I don't know all of the names of the movies, but there's lots of movies that have bunkers in them.
Yes.
You could do some research and
Yes.
watch those movies.
Yeah.
For the podcast.
For the podcast.
Yeah.
That's true. Or we could just ask people
Yeah.
for their ideas because I think this
People
is a
are
fun
already doing this.
conversation. I also think we should ask maybe an expert around some of this stuff.
Okay.
Yep. So one expert that I know about chemist kind of stuff would be my dad.
Brilliant.
Yeah. So he could bring some jokes
Brilliant.
and some stuff about plants and
Yeah.
chemists and stuff like that.
He's fun
End of the
and
world.
facts.
Fun and facts,
Yeah.
exactly. So maybe we could ask him.
A double
Yeah.
threat.
Okay. Brilliant.
And then we could maybe try and find some sort of real crazy end of world
Doomsday
doomsday
prepper.
prepper, maybe
Yeah.
in America, because that's where they seem to be doing it over there. And maybe talk to them about their strategies.
I think we just need to gather a lot more information, understand like the best possible scenarios, and then, as you said, we actually need to get moving on it because this could happen at any point in time.
Yeah.
And, you know,
Yeah.
we're going to be stuck.
Actually, recently I watched Mr. Beast. He spent... Yeah, I like Mr. Beast. He's good. Anyway, he spent, I think it was 48 hours in a millionaire's bunker.
Was it just for hiding out?
Yeah,
like
it's
it wasn't
built
where they
into
lived?
a mountain, and it's got this. It's actually built for nuclear.
Oh, yeah.
Blast. This thing was huge though, and they said this will look after about 100 people.
Do you know 100 people?
Overall, I'd know 100 people. I'd
Is
That
there
you
say.
would
100
want to
people that
invite
would wanna-
to go
What
in
and
the
be
bunker?
stuck with?
Well, it
Yeah.
depends
How
if they're
long?
going to follow behind me and wait for me to die. Invitation
Have a weapon
revoked.
and
Yeah.
choose to do nothing about it.
Correct.
Yeah.
I watched that. I think it needs to be that big for it to grow and be able to be self-sustaining and stuff like that.
It's a lot
Okay.
to maintain, though, too.
Yeah,
Like,
and they
you've gotta
collect their
clean-
poos and stuff like that, and all that for growing
Shoddy
plants. Yeah,
I don't want to be doing that.
yeah.
Thank you.
No.
So I think we maybe aim for zombie apocalypse.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
It's
that's
a little bit
definitely more
easier.
likely.
I mean, can I just point something out really quickly?
Yeah, do it.
One, there's many other things we could prep for. One, we don't have any preparation for anything in our car, and two, we have zero storm or flood preparation.
And they're the things that might
Could actually happen.
before the zombies.
yeah,
Yeah, you never know.
yeah.
You should... Maybe you should get people to ask what their put down what their favorite zombie movie is, and you guys can watch the zombie movies as well in
I've watched
preparation.
quite a few zombie movies.
Yeah,
I do
in
enjoy
preparation.
that.
Yeah.
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 This is how this started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember, Dawn of the Dead. I think it
How
was
good's Dawn of the
the
Dead?
remake of
Shaun
it.
of the Dead.
Nah.
There was Shaun of the Dead. That was a comedy.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dawn of the Dead was really good. They built that bus and stuff like
Yeah.
that, which was pretty cool.
See-
And they were trying to get to an island.
It's true.
And I think the island is
That's a
actually
good idea.
good idea.
That's a really good idea. I think this for me started with the movie where the guy has the rules, and one of the rules is like limber up, and
Oh,
what's that
yeah.
one? Yeah. So have you seen
Zombie
Zombie Land?
Zombie
Yeah.
Land.
Zombieland. So he has rules and he has a way and a system. And I think for me, I'm like, cool. If I knew what I needed to do in advance, maybe I would actually have a better chance of staying alive. So
Yeah. I think we need to gather more information,
Yes.
and
We need
maybe
some
we
help
could
on
write
this
a
one.
book about it.
let's finish our first book, and then
Or
maybe
just
by
start
then.
the first book.
Oh, no, it's fine. We're started.
Yeah, it started,
It
100%.
started. And maybe by then we would have gathered enough information.
To write our own book.
How to survive the end of the world.
So, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
How good would that be?
By the
And maybe
PennyLys
we
podcast.
can do some stuff and put it on Instagram once we're in the new house. around
what we
prepping.
do.
Yeah, what we do.
Love
Great.
it.
Yeah, get Dad around to fix the garden,
Interview people,
fish tank.
get them to come around, tell them what we're looking to do,
Yeah.
see how serious they take us.
This is where we'll put the poo for the nitrate. Anyway, great stuff. Okay, well, that was the episode. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Thank you very much for getting to this point in the episode. I appreciate you, and yeah, it was really good.
I appreciate your face.
Thank you for appreciating my face.
Not you, the person watching this.
Oh, okay, you don't appreciate my face.
I also appreciate
Wow.
your face.
Yeah, brutal, right?
My face?
I also appreciate your
Okay.
face and just you being here. Thank you
So nice.
for chatting to us.
And when are you going to watch last episode, Jess?
As soon as this one's over.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
brilliant.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
brilliant. I
I
love it.
can't wait. I'm really excited for what's going on Instagram this week and continuing the conversations that we started today.
Yeah,
So
I know.
all of the chats about the Doomsday Prepping. Can't wait.
Get some friends and stuff onto the PennyLys podcast. Let's start to get some more people in the conversation. Get them to follow the PennyLys podcast on Instagram. That way we can actually have some more conversations with some more people and get some more ideas. Because I think if we need to survive the end of the world,
Oh, we need a
we're
big
going to
group of
need
friends.
a bigger group of friends.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More minds, the better, right?
We just group all of our ideas together and then we've got more chance of survival.
Exactly.
Speaking of survival, we need to survive Halloween. We need your ideas.
Oh, yes.
We need your costume ideas.
Yeah.
It's not laziness. It's called like a think tank.
Think tank.
We need to do a Halloween
brains
costume.
trust.
Exactly. This is what we need. We need your ideas so we know what to do for Halloween.
Yeah. I could go as a vampire.
You could,
Yeah.
like every other person
Yeah.
that goes as a
Or a
vampire.
zombie.
Yeah.
So what's like a new thing to go as? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah. Something
Like
that's
something
not,
like yours, John.
No. You'd get cancelled for that now. That
You
was like
can't do it.
2011. You can't do that anymore.
No.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's nah.
So
not
what,
okay.
what are your like Ted Mosby versions of a Halloween costume?
Oh, I just wouldn't now. You know, I just stick to the classics: sexy nurse, sexy doctor,
No.
zombie ballerina.
So
just
I
like your
wasn't-
stock standard.
I wasn't like asking the question. I was asking our viewers what
Oh,
would be
you weren't asking
their
me.
version of yes. But I enjoyed hearing about the sexy nurse.
Should I leave?
Brilliant, and that's on Instagram.
Yes, that is on Instagram.
Yes.
We
Questions
are
up
on
at the moment.
YouTube. This is a brand new channel, just so everyone knows.
Your
We-
YouTube.
Yeah, the
Ah.
YouTube. It is a brand new channel. So if you were watching the old episodes, they were on my Penny Pow channel. This is a brand new channel, so you won't get notifications of the new ones. So I don't want to keep spamming on Instagram that this is a new channel. So make sure you subscribe so you get your notifications about the new episodes coming through.
And for all those new people who you do get to watch the podcast, because I did get the question during the week, how do I find the old episodes? Just let them know. They can still go back and watch the old ones on the Penny Power YouTube channel.
Yeah.
All new stuff is on the PennyLys podcast.
After this season, I will try and move some across.
Yeah.
So in our downtime, I'll schedule some
Our
of the
mandatory
videos.
break.
Mandatory break. And I'll just put them in here as well. But it's been fun. I've had fun. Thanks for joining us, Jess. It has been fun.
Yeah.
So what, in 2 weeks' time we'll see you again?
That'd
No.
be great. Oh, no,
Wow,
you got
sorry.
someone else now.
Oh, someone
That's
else.
awkward.
Yeah.
That is awkward.
Yeah. We'll see you soon.
Okay.
Any day now.
Well,
Okay, bye.
you could actually just sit over there. There's no camera there. but
Yeah.
You, could just
You might
sit
be
there.
here.
Like
Be-
as a live audience.
Yeah, you could just laugh or
Imagine
like
us having a live audience.
brilliant.
That'd be amazing.
If you want to be a part of our live audience, make sure you
3356.
But next week we do have Tabitha joining us again. We'll be talking Am I the Asshole?
Which I am
Which
looking
is a
forward
lot of
to.
fun.
Absolutely looking forward to.
And maybe a little bit about tattoos. We'll see.
Might drop something in there.
Exciting. So subscribe, hit the bell button, and leave us a comment anything about any of the subjects today, anything that you'd like to add, just leave a comment. It really helps quite a lot. And I would appreciate you as a person.
And I'll respond and be like, hey, thanks for the comment.
Yeah, we do respond. We jump on there all the time. It's lovely. So thank you very much for everyone for joining. And we're going to leave unless you've got anything else you want to say.
Yeah, I need to say our standard goodbye now, which is bye for now, folks. Shout out to me, mother.
Sayonara.
Sayonara.